Hello and welcome to Weekend Investing Daily Bites. Today is 11th of January. We are shooting episode number 162 and we are going to discuss some IPO stocks in the last many months and possibly the entire year. Some of the prominent e-commerce, new technology oriented IPO stocks, how they're performing and what can be the lessons that we can draw from this experience for future IPO investing. But first, I look at the markets. So markets were reasonably buoyant. However, some of the gain that we got during the first half was given up later. Nifty still closed at 0.29% up. Bank Nifty was up 0.25% up. So more of a day to digest the previous few days of gain. Energy was flaring ahead at plus 1.23, whereas metals were very soft at minus 1.9%. FMCGs have been continuously soft for past many sessions. In fact, the last month, FMCGs and real estate were the weakest sectors over the entire month. Real estate has since picked up a bit in the last 1 week, is up 0.57% today, and IT stocks were doing very well from the start at plus 1.03%. In terms of the broader indices, small caps as well as mid caps were very sideways today. Nifty Next 50 was slightly soft, and CNX 200 and CNX 500 were also in line with Nifty at around 0.25%. In terms of weekend investing, small cases again a very sideways sort of performance, except MIMT All Cap, which lost 0.9%, and LT CNX 200, which gained 0.9%. Other than that, quite a unremarkable sort of a session today. So let's come to this topic of IPOs, and specifically the IPOs that we have recently seen in the e-commerce space, new technology space, and see how things have gone for these stocks. Now we've listed a few of these. I'm sure there are a few more, but these are which came to my mind. So Go Colors, Latent View, Policy Bazaar, Zomato, Nykaa, Nazara, Ease My Trip, Cartrade, Fino, PB, Star Health, Paytm, and MapMyIndia recently. What we can see here is these are the returns from the listing opening. These are not from the IPO opening. This is from the listing opening. So in case you are a secondary market player, then even if you bought at the opening, these would have been your returns so far. As you can see in this entire list, only one IPO stands out, which is Ease My Trip, plus 173%, even post the opening of its listing. And the worst case scenario here is Cartrade at minus 48.5%, Paytm is at minus 42.6%. MapMyIndia is recently at plus 10%, Nazara is plus 18%, Zomato and Latent View are also plus 15% odd. And we can see that although Ease My Trip did come much earlier than others, and Nazara also came earlier than others, still they have done pretty much relatively better than most of the other IPOs. Now let's go and take a look at some of the charts. Let me first take you through this position sizing, where a lot of people sometimes apply into IPOs or buy freshly opened IPOs with huge concentration, and that becomes a major issue for their portfolios. So you all probably know this very well, but we'll just go through it. That if we have 100 rupees and we buy one share of 10 different stocks at 10 rupees each, and if one stock is falling by 100%, we still lose only 10% of the entire thing. Whereas if we are invested in two stocks and if one stock goes to zero, we've lost 50%. So the effect of diversification and position sizing is very evident in not just IPOs but in general investing. Let me take you to some charts first before we go on to our lesson. So this is Go Colors. This has listed on 30th of November, and started at 1308 rupees. It hardly went above the opening price, and it has been falling. This was a very sharp fall at the end of December, but with a quick recovery, but again it is languishing down. So in this kind of a chart where the first day's candle was also broken down, this is where sort of is the first signal that the stock is not strong as of yet. So my own sense on charts of new listed stocks is that one should wait for strength to be seen in the charts at least, because strength in actual fundamentals is another story. I mean, that of course we can always estimate whether it is good or bad, but strength in the chart itself, by looking at the chart you should be able to gauge what seems like a dull or a bad chart and what is a good chart, and you will see for yourself. So latent view, it opened around 512, went up to 700, then corrected down to 500, then it went up to 585, a small correction, and it's going up again. So you can see that it is breaking on the upward pivot here. So it is trying to make a higher high and a higher low here, and then so currently this looks to be in a decent space where it has taken out this recent resistance and it has made a higher high. So this looks in a better shape than the previous one. Policy Bazaar, again, just initial flurry, and just look at what has happened after that. So it opened at 1151, went to almost 1500, 1464, and it has just collapsed 40% from there. So this kind of a chart is very, very weak, where it has not even made one high above any previous high, and it's just going down, and the day it broke this first candle low probably was a first signal that one needs to be very cautious here, at least for the short term. Zomato has been a chart which has broken upward. So after the initial opening at 116, it went to about 146, and then it corrected and then it broke out again here at around 140, but then broke down here and then broke out again. So it's been a very confusing chart. There is no trend here, and it's just zigzagging around this you can say band of let's say. So this has been the sort of sweet spot around which it is trading. So any time it goes above it is likely the higher probability that it will sustain, but this time it did not, and hence you can play it again maybe once it starts to cross 150, or maybe even this pivot now at 143. So very uncharacteristic sort of chart of sideways movement. Nykaa is opened around 2000, went to 2400, came back to 2000 again, then again went to 2500. So this did give a very positive breakout here, but then since then it has broken down, and it has broken down of the opening lows. So it's not really looking very weak yet, but it is not looking very strong either, and this current resistance at around 2200, 2180, this may be the one that you may want to watch out before you want to buy this. Nazara has been around for some time and it has done well. So it did have a ranged sort of a opening for the first few months, and then it broke out, and it has since gone up and corrected. So hopefully it can start pick up and do this, but below this support 2130 odd support, it may have a bit of a breakdown here. So overall, from an opening perspective, it has still done better than a lot of stocks. Ease My Trip has been one of the most fantastic IPO openings. You can see that it did struggle here for some time within this range, but then once it broke out, it has been making opening higher highs and higher lows. It is just going very, very strong, and this current trend line also probably is a good indicator of the strength here. and just looking at the chart, you can say that this is a much stronger chart than many of the ones that we've seen before. This is car trade. Right from day 3, day 4, you can see that it broke through the lows and it is just making new lows, new high, lower lows, lower highs, and the trend is continuing. Maybe if it stabilizes somewhere and starts to go up, that may be the time to maybe have a relook at this. But this is just currently in a bad shape. Fino payments opened at 541 and immediately crashed to 373. That itself, I think, is a very telling sign that the markets are not very happy with the pricing, and immediately on listing it gets thrashed down, and there is a sort of a recovery bounce, but then again coming back to these levels and just sort of hobbing here. But right now above this 415 levels, it is starting to go up, so this may be a good point to take some risk, but then keep your stops in case it starts to go below the all-time lows. Star Health is another one which is recently listed, not yet to so many days, but again the trend has been opening at 844 and then one flash up, and then it just kind of sank down, so it needs probably more time to consolidate and then see if it is going up. Maybe above 888, above this level is where we start to take out some resistances and some upward trend may form. MapMy India, you can see from the very start, has had a reasonably after the first day of profit booking, a sort of pivot was formed here at 1518. It broke that, went up to 1840, and then it's now correcting. So maybe you can consider positions here on this correction and see if it will continue this pattern upwards. But this is definitely looking much more stronger than a lot of the other ones. And finally, the big daddy Paytm. So first day opened at 1950 and closed at 1556. That itself gave enough indication that this is going to take time, and you let the market consolidate, and whoever are the weaker hands or the extreme leverage that is built by IPO financing, once that gets taken out, then it may stabilize. There was a chance that after this drop at 1300, it would have sort of taken this support here and possibly moved up, but it has not, and it is still falling. In last 3-4 days it has fallen again from 1300 to 1100. So currently I see no reason why anybody should be trying to buy this falling knife unless you really believe in the pricing valuation at this stage, which is also fine. So these were some of the charts that of the recently listed IPOs, and we basically want to not only use our fundamental skills to buy IPO stocks, but also technical skills. So one of the major lessons that we can learn from here is that good companies can have badly priced IPOs. Several of these companies are probably very good growth. Probably these are the next generations multi-baggers that will come around in the next decades. But if the IPO is priced wrong, then it will take time for all those buyers to self-adjust, get out, or average down, or do whatever which takes off the pressure of selling over time. And then once the valuations catch up with the price, hopefully if the companies start to perform, then of course then the new demand for those stocks can come in. So always do not just buy something just because of the name, because the name is a big brand or the name is very popular. That is not the sole reason why you'll make money in the market. A good company has to be well priced as well, and bad companies can have good prices as well. So the price has to be seen in relation to where we are valuing it. Or we can go technically and not worry about valuation at all and see on a chartical basis where to buy and where to sell. Position sizing and concentration risks again remains very high. We have seen in very recent media conversations, people going for hundreds of crores of IPO financing. So a lot of concentration risk is possible. Any IPO which may be of fantastic company, fantastic valuation, can also have technical difficulties, may get uh, derailed for some reason or whatever. There can be so many XYZ reasons. So even after listing, if you feel very very bullish about it, I would think that you should go gradually and go in a pyramid fashion rather than trying to average down or go one shot in a big way in terms of concentration, because post IPO a lot of plays is happening. The earlier set of investors, the private equity guys, the venture capitalists, they are trying to get out. The employees of the company have some lock in, they will also be trying to get out, or at least book some profits. The promoters may also try to do that, the IPO buyers will also try to do that. So there are a lot of different kinds of pressures from buyers and sellers in the first 6 months of any IPO listing. So one should or mostly avoid concentration risk on IPO stocks. So as I said, allowing IPO stocks to stabilize before building more position can be a good strategy. A chart, we have seen a chart which is hitting all-time lows, even if it's on the third day or third week, is always at least one signal that something is not right, and I should maybe wait before I deploy more capital, or maybe I wait for a better chart formation to even deploy my first tranche of capital. So these are some of the lessons that we can run, and in general IPO rush comes in a bull market because promoters know that they can encash on the blind bull run and people will not bother about valuations. And I'm not saying all promoters do this or all merchant bankers do this, but this is the general theme. In Hindi it is called Bahti Ganga mein Haath Dhona. So the issuers know that the undercurrent is so strong that anything will go through, and this is what we've seen in several of these IPOs. And poor investors who have not bothered to see whether they're investing in a overly priced IPO have burnt their hands. So ideally, when the bull markets are getting mature, they have run up a lot, you will see a lot of mispriced IPOs, and that is probably a bad time for IPO buying in general. So this is all I had for today's daily bite. I hope you liked it, and I will see you in another video. Bye bye. Stay safe. There's a lot of COVID out there.